Okay, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever it is you're located. Thanks for watching. You're watching DC Born Rob Racing Borders. You're watching DC Born Rob in his car, as a matter of fact. Thank you for everybody who's joining me. Let's give at least 60 seconds for everybody else to join us, or for at least a few other people to join us, and then I'll bring on our special guest, or two, or maybe three.
It's a new day, and I cannot wait to see the new update of DC Rob on YouTube. His channel is so amazing and fun to watch, gives information about the country, and you always stay updated. I can't wait to go watch his channel.
You try hard to find the answer when no one knows how it feels between disasters. It comes and goes. The life of dreams is moving faster, and no one knows the constant fear of what comes after. We'll never know. It's weighing me down, got my feet on the ground. It's hard away from the light, they run away from the light.
Okay, again, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever it is you're located. Thanks for joining me this evening. Obviously, this is a special occasion for me to jump on live, and especially for me to jump on live from my car. For those who don't know, my apartment is right next door. I just happen to have Wi-Fi just outside the gate. But here in Houston, we got hit with that little tropical storm, which I barely knew came through. But now we haven't had power for 2 days, and that's most of the city, which means I don't have power, I don't have water, and I don't have internet. It's like living in bedrock. Anyway, a lot has been going on with the latest story about Christopher Joseph Stevens and his attempts and our attempts to help him get back to the United States. I told the story before. I'm going to tell it again in a second, but I want to bring on a special guest to join me right here. And this is Danilo Delroy Bryan. Welcome to the show, Danilo. How you doing? Okay, I hope everyone can hear you. Your voice is kind of low for me. If I am, I gotta make sure that I'm on YouTube as well. If anybody's in the comment section, can I get a 1 or any type of comment so that I know for sure? Hang on a second, Danilo. Let me just confirm this. To make sure that we jump up on YouTube as well. Okay, so we should be on. Okay, there you go. The audio is bad. Magic for who? For myself or for Danilo?
Okay.
That's better. That's better than it was before. So anyway, for those who aren't aware, and for those who are going to come back and see this video later, a lot of people aren't going to be here right now, but maybe they tune in 10 minutes from now, 15 minutes from now, 20 minutes from now, and they jump in from the beginning. But to retell the story of an American veteran on the streets of Medellin, Colombia, by the name of Christopher Joseph Stevens. First of all, we've been in attempts to find his family. Well, it turns out that someone in Medellin saw the video, and if I'm not mistaken, Danilo, was a retired Colombian military officer that reached out to you to let you know that they found him and that they were taking him to the hospital, and that's where you jumped in at that point. For those who are in the military in Medellin, Colombia, you probably already know Danilo. Danilo, I think I got your contact information years ago from a bunch of the guys at and number one, Ed, of course, at Sweet Georgia Cafe. Everybody knows, and everybody who has been in the military should know who Danilo is in Medellin. But before we jump in and have him speak for a second, I just want you to know that the health company HCA Healthcare Alliance actually asked him to investigate the opening of a clinic in Medellin, and he opened the first clinic in Medellin in 2019. And then he opened one in Florida and in Colombia, and one in Cuenca, Ecuador too. Cuenca sounds familiar because helping the brothers in Ecuador. But he's helped numerous veterans get back to the United States, and this is over years and years. So think about it. Probably 500 people that he's helped either get them home or get their bodies home. So the issue we're having right now is we've since found him, but now the embassy was supposed to pay for Danilo's escort payment so that he can fly back. Have him picked up at the airport there and taken to the VA in Florida. But now the embassy is saying that they're not going to pay for his flight. This is where I'm asking right now. So for all the viewers who are watching this or going to watch it later, we need donations, and that's the reason I'm coming on live from my car right now. It's important right now. Now, with that said, I'm going to start the ball rolling with $100. And the person that actually brought this to my attention, Randy Marine. Randy, then he's somebody you need to know. He jumped in and doubled my donation. And I also have Christopher from I Go Quote, who is doing the insurance for all you guys, travelers insurance, that is donating another $50 as well. So we've already started the ball rolling. If anybody wants to donate 5, 10, 20, anything, the thing is, he's flying out tomorrow. So Danilo, without me continuing on with the story, can you tell the story how you became involved and then up to the point as to where we are right now?
Well, I received a call from the naval officer. He knew me from 5 years ago, but never dealt with me. Anyway, he has a small business. He's also he's a dentist in Medellin. So he has a small business in the neighborhood, and it was brought to his attention that there was an American living on the streets for the last couple of years. So being a Colombian naval officer, retired himself, he decided to jump in and find out a little bit more. He remembered me by name and by number. He called me up. When he called me up, I said, I'm not sure if he's a veteran, but get me his name, get me something more to see if he's in fact a veteran. Regardless of being a veteran or not, if he's an American citizen, I'm going to jump in and help as much as I can. Nevertheless, he found someone that had photos of his military ID, and I said, yes, that's a U.S. veteran's military ID. What about his passport? Well, this is what we got. We got no passport. He did not register with HCA, the Veterans Service Clinic in Medellin. He'd been in Colombia for 9 months, been on the streets for anywhere from 3 to 4 months, possibly suffering from PTSD. And in addition to PTSD, evidently or allegedly got involved with some folks, and he was drugged, he was robbed, and that just made matters worse, and he ended up on the streets. So after speaking with this Colombian naval officer, I got on the phone, and I have a chat where I have a couple hundred U.S. veterans in Colombia, and I said, hey guys, I need some help. I'm out of town. Who is in the Provenza neighborhood right now? I need some scouts out there. I need some folks to go out there and look for this guy. And I got a real quick call back. The naval officer found him. Then I had an Army veteran, a shout out to him. He has a Vietnamese restaurant in Laureles. And they met up, took him to Clínica Medellin. He was turned away from Clínica Medellin. Then he went to Clínica General de Medellin. He was turned away from that one. And they suggested that he go to Metro Salud, which is in Belén. Belén sent him the following day to another Metro Salud clinic about 45 minutes outside of Medellin that has a psychiatric ward. And that's where he is right now. I visited with him 3 times. He finally got his fit to fly letter from the psychiatrist, but I guess because we made so much noise, initially they said that they were going to sponsor me so that I could be his escort. But then in the end, it turned out that they are giving him a loan against his US passport. And that loan allegedly only covers his travel, even though they promised me that they would pay for my travel per diem and 1 day back in the US. So we made so much noise, you made so much noise, that I got a call this afternoon saying, we are sending a doctor to Medellin tomorrow, meet up with the doctor, and if you want, you could fly back with him since you're a veteran. But that's where we are right now. They're sending a doctor to Medellin because he cannot fly by himself. He just can't do it.
But and we don't know if this doctor is even going to show up. Did they at least send you his itinerary yet?
I got Chris's itinerary going back to the US. I got the doctor's name, no phone number, but no doctor's itinerary. So I'm going to be at the medical facility tomorrow morning at 8. The doctor is supposed to be there before 9 in the morning. I'm going to spend the day with the doctor if the doctor shows up, and with Chris, of course. And then the doctor flies him back to Bogota. I'm not going to go to Bogota tomorrow with the doctor and Chris. I'm going to go Friday morning and meet them and fly back to Miami with Chris. Upon arrival to Miami, I'm going to transport him straight to Miami VA. I'm making some phone calls to Miami VA so that they are ready to receive him and at least know what's been transpiring for the last 3-4 months.
And let me give a shout out to Kevin King. Thank you so much for the $10 donation. I'll make sure that gets to him. And then I have, let's see, my Colombian Adventure asking is there for the donation. Yes, it should be flowing across the bottom. You can either do the CashApp as the first one or via Zelle via Danilo's email address. So, and I hope that this should not have to be an issue of military helping military. I mean, we're all Americans, and even if you're not American, you're a visitor to Colombia. And everybody knows that I look at all of you guys, everybody who goes down, black, white, male, female, they're all my tribal brothers. So we're all in this together. And let me tell you something, you may be in a position where you need assistance like this. And had it not been for Randy reaching out to me in the beginning, no one would have even known if there was an issue on the street, because I wasn't privy to the body of Avenger video, so I didn't know anything about that. But now he is actually in a good position. But we don't want to let it slip through where he happens to just walk away from the problem. Now, also, someone else is in Medellin right now, he may have need of clothing as well. He is 6'3", I'm told, right, Danilo?
I'm losing you.
You said he is 6'3", he's a tall guy. Hopefully not. 29 Sizzle, thank you, sir. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Thank you so much. And we're really not far. We need $500. We're at 340, 20 right now. So any assistance that you guys jumping on is greatly appreciated. I have Marine my team in the background too. He got deep out you know him too. Let me add him to the stream as well. So appreciate joining us, Lee. There's another Marine. We got a bunch of Marines out here that are stepping up. How about the Army? And because remember, Christopher is Army, and Danilo is normally handling the Marines. They stepping in to take over. And again, it doesn't matter even military. Some people help. I hope you'll be one of those people who help. Again, I'm donating 100. Randy is donating 200. Another $50 from my good quote, company. I'm sorry. Thanks so much to Kevin. Thanks to we're in a position right now to the military steps up first. But by all means, anybody that watches this channel will know that we're just trying to be good. I hate coming on here and asking for donations. I have the least favorite thing to do. But if nothing else, I donated. We already have over $300 right now from a couple people that just put in the account. But is there anything you wanted to add, Luis?
See, it is worth mentioning this. I mean, not too many people know this, but over the last 5 years, I have personally processed 17 bodies of U.S. military from Medellin, Colombia, back to the U.S. I have personally brought back 3 sets of ashes because the family have asked me not to send their loved ones by themselves. Please bring them back. So for those that believe that this is a slam dunk, it is not. The American embassy will not do that. The family member, I have contacted the family members and told them it will cost so much money to either send a full body or send the ashes back. That's how they get back. The only way someone will get back alive is if he or she surrenders their passport to the American government. The American government will give them a passport, bring them back home, and once they land in the US, take away their passport until that loan is repaid. So whatever medical bills he may incur, whatever flight costs, that will be taken back from him at some point. And that is the reality.
So, what the medical care that he's getting right now, he's going to have to
Yes,
pay back?
either the VA will pay for it or he will pay the American embassy back for paying his medical bills.
Okay. Can you just as we look back in the recent history, you're aware, I'm sure, I don't know how often you watch my channel, but you know it's been that type of year. Now it's 33 foreigners that we have lost. Can you recall any of those cases that I may be aware of where you helped the remains get back to the United States?
Every one of them. Every one of them. Normally there's a triangle. The American embassy, San Vicente Funeral Home, and yours truly. That's it.
So when they reach out to the embassy, does the embassy reach out to you?
Immediately.
Wow. So you're that guy in Medellin.
Yes.
Okay. You know, and I hope you can appreciate this too, because probably 25% of the families that have lost loved ones reach out to me because that's how they heard the news. This happened in the past few days with a recent one. So guys, in the comment section, you have to be respectful. This could be you, this could be your friend, your cousin, your brother. And remember, he is somebody's family member. And here we have a gentleman who has dedicated his life now to making sure that you guys stay safe down there. And if you run into a jam, I'm doing the best I can to help keep you safe and be on top of the news so you can move properly. But Danilo is taking up the slack after you fall in that hole. And he's taking up the slack for a lot of family members too. So my Colombian adventure, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I'll make sure he gets that over. Remember, his Cash App and Zelle is at the bottom of this also. 29 Thizzle says the VA will pay overseas bills, but there must be some paperwork filed out and criteria needs to be met. Okay, so we have the expert right here. And by the way, Luis works for the Department of State. He's the one that, I mean, he's one of my counsels. He and when I need to get information on how does this even work. So this is crazy to hear that Danilo, that you're the guy. If anybody passes in Colombia, you get that call first.
Immediately. The funeral home that normally picks up a U.S. citizen is Funeraria San Vicente. I get a call from Funeraria San Vicente. And once I get that call, I search my roles to see if he's a veteran. And then I get back to them and the embassy and I say, no, he's not a veteran. He's all yours.
So how does that work? You help with the remains if they are a veteran? You help get him home?
Yes. First thing is go to the morgue, which is Medicina Legal. Recognize the body. Go with Sihing, which is the local police, to make sure the documentation matches the body. From there to Funeraria San Vicente. Once we go to the funeral home, that's when I get in contact with the family in conjunction with the funeral home. And they decide, the family, how do I want these remains back? Bring me back a full body or just cremate and ship. It has to do with cost. But none of this is covered by the VA or the American Embassy. It is covered entirely by the family member.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. Christopher, who came on a couple of weeks ago and who also donated 50 towards you helping him get back today, does health insurance, and he seems to have some insurance that will pay for repatriation of the body. So if you don't have, let me ask you this also: from what you see, what percentage of the people that you run into or have to deal with have traveler's insurance?
Zero.
I was hoping 5%. Zero. Okay.
Every one of them was repatriated by his or her own family member.
Wow.
In fact, I had a Navy veteran fly in last year. She was here for about 18 hours and she passed away. Who paid for her remains to be sent back to the U.S.? Her daughter and her ex-husband.
Do most people who lose a loved one, do the family come here, or do they just, especially if they're military, do they leave it up to you?
I think I've had one family member fly in with me. We went to the hospital together, and she said, "I'm leaving tomorrow. If he passes away, I have already signed the do not resuscitate." Sure enough, he passed the following day. I picked up his ashes, hopped on a flight, went back to Miami, delivered his ashes, and she continued her journey.
Man, thank you so much for what you do. On behalf of all the viewers, I hope I can offer enough thanks for what you do to give assistance to those who fall victim to whatever. And it doesn't matter what it is. A life loss is a life loss. It doesn't matter if it was something was done to them, if it was whatever reason, health related. It doesn't matter. You're still there to pick up the pieces. So thank you for what you do. I just want to give this a few more minutes. Luis, did you want to ask Danilo a question while you're in?
Well, I've learned of repatriation loans, or in terms of evacuation of Americans destitute, fall into a jam. They can't basically, maybe they got their ID. This is where the State Department puts them in a category called or labels them as a destitute. Loans come in, or some form of assistance. First, they try to reach out to family. That's usually the department, and if the family can't help, that's where the loans come in. And it was right. It all falls on the family members at the end. If I'm still learning as well. I never knew, especially with that service offers. That's shocking to me.
I'm not breaking up a little bit, Luis.
Don't consider travel insurance because I used to work in that back in the day, you know, where anything on evacuation.
You're breaking up.
Yep.
You're breaking up a little bit. I'm not sure if it's on my end or if anybody else can hear that feedback.
Yeah.
But I mean, we heard most of it. But that's the position that Christopher is in right now, meaning he has to take a loan. Instead of them just helping, I don't know why. I mean, is it me or should the government not pay to help someone get an American, a veteran who has served? Should the U.S. government not be helping him and not pay it straight out and get him home? Any escort, any doctor he needs to get him home? Is it me? Yeah, I mean, I want to see this one in the comment section. I mean, I'm talking. That's a rhetorical question with you guys. But hopefully I'll see it in the comments. But before we jump out of here, I just want to jump on for 30 minutes to make everybody aware that he's not home free yet. Christopher is not home free yet. He is not home yet. And hopefully, if we can get to that 5 point, which I hopefully we will by tomorrow, whatever I have, again, I'll send over as soon as we end this and I go in for the day. I got to do it before I go in. I don't have electricity. But hopefully we can get this funded so that you can, and hopefully, if you will, Danilo, do me a favor, record your journey, record any pictures, anything that would help share, because people need to know. I think viewers need to know what happens when you get to this point. I've always seen here, but just not been able to share over the film. You're telling the rest of the story.
Well, thank God I have a couple of friends at the VA in Miami. So my first stop is the VA, drop him off, make sure he's okay. I will document that. Then I'll go speak to some staff members at Miami VA. And my congresswoman is right up the street in Fort Lauderdale. I'll go talk to her. I'll do the same. And then I may not be able to see him, but I'll make sure and I send a note and the same detailed, journey and what we've experienced to Senator Marco Rubio. So this has to be known. This has to be known because the veterans are going to continue to come. Civilians are going to continue to come. The environment is not the best right now. There's a small gang of folks running around in certain parts of Medellin doing damage to not only American veterans, but to American citizens, Canadians. I mean, as long as you look foreign, they're going to target you. So this, we pray, is not, this is just not the end of it. But we just pray that, the next one is not too soon.
Okay, before we get out of here, can you offer any advice to, at least to the military guys? Military, when you go on leave, and whether you're ship docs or whatever, you get educated on, how the locals are going to treat you. Do you have any advice that you can give to them before they come down?
Gosh, just like back in the days, grab your little booklet. If you don't speak the language, learn a couple of common phrases. If you're going to hang out, always hang out with a buddy. That is the way we did it. Hang out with a buddy. Use the buddy system. It never fails. You have to go to the bathroom. Your buddy's going to watch you drink. You're going to watch your back. He or she, you got to watch each other's back. As simple as that. We are grown men and women, but gosh, I must say, stay off of Tinder.
Yes,
stay off of Tinder. Stay off of Tinder. It's no good. It's been corrupted and it's been run by a little local mafia. Medellin is a great city. It's a beautiful place to visit. I've been here 6.5 years, no problem whatsoever. But, if you want to have great fun, just don't go on the other side of the tracks. End of story.
Mm-hmm. And might I add one thing to the buddy system? Get you a sober buddy. Okay? Don't get a buddy who's drunk as you. Okay? Neither one of you doing any good, and stay away from two. Anytime they ask for that, can my friend come? It's a wrap at that point. Well, I'll leave it to you guys. Did you want to leave on any other note? Again, I said I'd stick on here for 30 minutes. I don't want to hold you too long. But and let me just do this before you even have this opportunity. I need to ask the viewers again, whoever's going to see this video tonight, this runs after it's spread out. More people will see it throughout the rest of the evening. So, and again, this information is scrolling across the bottom. Danilo's information is email for and we're only in need now is like another 150 to 175. So $10, please do something to directly to him. If you get your name and leave it with a note also. But if you send it to me today, make sure you send it to me with some sort of notation too. If it's easier to use the button underneath the video right here, leave a notation. Along with a doctor, and tell me, what's that to do with
Can you repeat that?
Can you restate why that the U.S. Embassy is recommending that a doctor go with him?
Because they had a nice little chat this morning with the psychiatrist, because they need the fit to fly letter, and they told him Christopher cannot fly by himself. And that's when they decided to add the doctor to the travel plan, and they called me immediately. We have a doctor coming, but we can only cover Chris's and the doctor. You have to go solo. You have to pay for your own flight.
Okay. And keep in mind, Danilo is the liaison that's going to get him to the vet that has all the contacts. So he needs to go. What's to say Christopher doesn't just walk off away from the doctor? I mean, man, you know what happens on a plane. It's just a short flight. Well, it's not too long. What? I don't know, two and a half hours.
I am the one that suggested to the American Embassy that two of us go with him. Because this guy, you know, he's 6'3", even though he's been, you know, away from his normal self, he's still a big guy, and he's still psychotic. So we have to be careful, very careful.
Yeah. Oh, and this is on a regular flight, right?
Yes.
That means going through immigration. Yeah, man.
It's not like the situation that I had not too long ago. Another veteran was in the Dominican Republic, and they won't treat him because his bill was paid. So we made a couple phone calls, and we got him on an ambulance flight out of the Dominican Republic. So, I mean, it comes in all shapes and shades.
Okay. Well, again, thank you for what you do. We're going to jump out of here right now. But if you or Luis want to end on something real quick, let's do that.
I mean, well, I mean, basically for anyone to visit any world, it's a good idea to plan ahead. Definitely have a buddy system. It's alive and well after so many years. I mean, I served in the Marine Corps during the Iraq War, and it's been that way. The combat operation, and even when you're traveling, tell people where you're going, keeping friends, and also travel with people you trust. You don't want to caught out, you know, with your hands down and get taken advantage of by a nefarious individual. There are bad people out there, no matter where you go. It's all about, you know, street smarts. You know, so if everybody sees that there's a trend with Tinder and all these little groups that corners, you know, common sense says stay off of Tinder. Watch your drink. Not just full of poison, and hold your drink. Don't want to get and open yourself up. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. You're right. And Danilo, do you want to add on something?
Oh, that's it. I'll see you guys back in the States, and I will give you a quick report on Friday as soon as we land in Miami at the VA.
Please, and whatever information you can share anytime, reach out to me anytime. I don't get audible alerts on my phone, so call. If I don't respond quickly, just give me a call. But
okay.
Again, thank you so much for what you do. for all of you guys who have served, also Luis, everybody else who's in the military. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for serving this country. Let's bring our guys home safely. Nothing more I like more than going there. I love Medellin. Go to Medellin, have a good time, but come back safely. That's all I can pray for. So again, thank you guys. We're going to jump out right here, but please donate. The information is scrolling across the bottom of this screen. Got Danilo's Zelle and CashApp. You can send stuff directly to him. He'll let me know who it is, and I will report your name here too. So thank you so much, and thank you for those who have contributed tonight. The Colombian at Michael Queen at Denver for $10. Thank you so much. For 29 Fizzle, thank you so much. And for Kevin King, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. We're almost there. We're really going to get there. That's why I reached out to a couple of key people. And between Randy, myself, Christopher, we're going to make this happen. So thank you guys. Let's jump out of here. You guys have a good evening. Make sure you say go Tricolor tonight. The game is in 20-25 minutes, so I know the city's getting ready to shut down. So again, thank you guys. I salute you all. Okay, peace, guys.